Hi, my name is Gopesh Anand. I'm an associate professor here in the Department of Business Administration, which is in the College of Business at the University of Illinois. I've been here at the University of Illinois since August 2006, and before that I graduated from the Ohio State University with a PhD in operations management. Before that, I worked and studied in Mumbai, India. So my undergraduate education as well as my work experience has been in India. I worked in the industry for about 9 years before coming back to academia and getting my PhD. I teach in the MBA programs here, in the professional MBA programs, as well as the full-time MBA program here, as well as a few other master's programs, and also in the undergraduate program. What I mainly teach, I'm fortunate to be able to teach subjects that I study myself, that I research myself, which are operations strategy and process improvement. So I teach the core courses in operations management, and I teach elective courses in process improvement as well. Now about this course, just to give you a brief overview of this course, it is designed to be an overview of operations management. So you're going to get a survey of different topics in operations management in this course. It's about managing manufacturing and service operations, and I would say that a lot of things that you'll see in here are going to be applicable to profit business as well as non-profit businesses. So companies as well as non-profit organizations could benefit from the concepts that you'll see in this course. It'll be about making some top management decisions, so we will talk about some strategic level decisions as well as some frontline decisions. We'll talk about some tactical decisions that have to be made in the front lines of operations for any organization. What you learn in this course can be linked, or is linked rather, to many other business decisions that you can learn in some other courses. For example, determining what customers to target. That would be something that you would talk about in marketing. Delivering customer value to your customers, which is also something that we talk about in marketing. And then talking about resource investments. You could be studying that in accountancy, in finance courses. And finally, talking about process efficiencies. So what you'll learn in this course will be an overview of operations management, but you can also learn about improving the efficiencies of operations through process improvement programs, and you can take a course to learn further about that based on what you learn from this course. So in terms of what you should know, this course is designed primarily to be self-contained. So pretty much a little bit of fundamental knowledge of statistics would be good. Some basic statistics, such as standard deviation, mean, if you have some familiarity with standard deviation and mean, some probability distribution, if you know what a probability distribution means, that would be helpful. And again, we're going to try and make this self-contained, so you'll be able to go through this even if you do not have that background. But if you do have that background, you'll be able to see some relationships. Similarly with basic economics, the idea of break-even point and the idea of trade-offs between doing one thing and another. Those kinds of things, if you know that from economics, would be helpful, and you might be able to relate more to some of the things that you'll see here. But what we'll try to do mainly is we will try to relate to your work experience. So things that you see in your work experience, and also to your day-to-day contexts, things that you see in day-to-day decisions, you'll be able to see how they're related to some of the concepts that we'll talk about in this course. So we're going to take that as a context for you to learn about operations management decisions. In terms of the broad course content, broadly speaking, what this course is all about, you're going to get an overview. It's a survey course. You're going to get an overview of concepts and decision-making techniques. You'll see topics such as operations strategy and supply chain management. Again, these are topics that can be studied further in a complete course on operations strategy or supply chain management. You'll get some basics of operations analysis. So what we'll not talk about in this course, and it's important to recognize that, is we're not going to get into the details of optimizing processes, the details of operations analysis. We'll get some basics. We'll get some basic metrics that you'll be able to compute on operations analysis, on inventory, supply chain, and this would serve as the background for studying these topics in depth and further, and maybe you can take different courses for that. So how this course will be useful related to what we just talked about, you'll be able to use this as a foundation for becoming a specialist in operations management topics such as supply chain management, operations strategy, or operations analysis. This is also useful for you as a general business manager to who is going to be working in any other function other than operations management. So for example, if you're going to be working in marketing, if you're going to be working in information systems, if you're going to be working as a cost accountant, or if you're going to be working in business strategy, the topics that you'll see in this course are going to be useful for you. As well as if you have aspirations to get into upper management roles, the topics that you will see over here will serve as a good foundation of some of the things in operations management that every top management person should know about. So in terms of the course objectives, formally putting the objectives of the course in a list, the objectives of the course are to understand the role of operations management, see what role it plays in different types of businesses, manufacturing, operations, as well as service operations, and also in terms of strategic level decisions as well as day-to-day decisions. You will see how you can relate the underlying principles of operations management frameworks and techniques. So you'll see some theoretical frameworks based on some academic research. You'll see some theoretical frameworks in outsourcing. You'll see some underlying frameworks in terms of inventory management, and you'll be able to relate to them with some of the decisions that you make or some of the decisions that other people make and how they're making those decisions if you're working in related fields to operations management. Moving on with the course objectives, you'll see how we synthesize information to make some strategic operations decisions. So you'll get some practice in terms of some small cases where you'll be given information and how that information gets synthesized in order to make operations management decisions. You'll see some evaluation of processes, different metrics in order to evaluate processes, operations, inventory performance of companies, as well as quality management kind of metrics that you will be able to use in terms of evaluating your own processes, in terms of evaluating how your work is being done. And you'll see some applications of analytical techniques. So there will be some little bit of math involved in terms of looking at the mechanics of some of the techniques that get used that are in the background usually when you are dealing with operations management decisions. So you'll see what's the logic of those things, and you'll see the mechanics of those kinds of decisions. In terms of the materials for this course, now we don't have a required textbook. You don't have to have a required textbook for this course, although some of the concepts that we'll be talking about in this course are going to be traditional operations management concepts. So if you can get a hold of any old textbook of operations management, you'll be able to see some of the basic concepts. There'll be some contemporary topics that you'll be able to get a sense of from reading the articles. So you'll see some articles. Some of them again are going to be classics of operations management, and some of these are going to be contemporary articles. Now in terms of what is required reading, you'll see in the syllabus that there are some articles that are prescribed as required reading for each of the modules, but there are also some that are recommended. And what I would suggest to you is that if you can take a look at the recommended articles as well, you'll get a better sense of where some of the concepts that we're talking about are coming from, and you'll be able to relate to those concepts better if you can take a look at the recommended readings as well. And these will be listed in the syllabus, so you'll be able to have them all in one place in terms of getting access to them. What you'll also see is that there will be extensive amounts of references in the slides. So in the back of the slides, as well as in terms of citations on the slides, you'll see references that are being made to some research that was underlying the concepts that are being talked about, and some that is taking those concepts further and applying them in today's world. And again, depending on how in-depth you'd like to go, it would be up to you to take a look at those references. But I just want to point that out, that those would be very useful if you do plan to study these concepts further. In terms of the content of the lessons, how you'll be going through the lessons, you'll see that there'll be some examples of successes and failures in operations. So the way we've designed this course is that we want it to replicate that in-class experience, where you'd be talking about your experiences and examples that you might see of successes and failures. And since we cannot do that on a face-to-face basis, what we've done is included quite a few examples for you to see. So you'll be able to see some examples, and hopefully you'll be able to relate to some of those examples of companies that have had successes and failures based on operations. You'll also be able to see the intuition behind some of the principles like economic order quantity, control charts. What is the intuition behind them? What is the simple thinking behind them, and how were they developed? You'll be able to see that, and again, that will help you to see where the calculations are coming from, where the formula is coming from. You'll be able to practice some applications of frameworks in the lessons. Frameworks such as for outsourcing, frameworks such as for setting up a quality management initiative in your company. You'll be able to see some frameworks as well. And then finally, practice some techniques, the mechanics of some techniques that you would use in an operations management context. Now, talking about the specifics of the structure of this course, you'll have 4 modules, and each of these modules, you'll see that there are 2 lessons in each of these modules. Within each of those 2 lessons in each module, there will be several sessions. These will be sessions that are based on subtopics. And in terms of skipping to the last couple of points, in terms of evaluation for these, you'll have, for each lesson, there will be practice quizzes in which you will be able to get some practice in terms of applying the concepts, seeing how the concepts get applied, and checking whether your understanding of the concepts was correct or not. And you'll get some immediate feedback in these practice quizzes in terms of what should have been your way of thinking when you were answering these questions. There will be module quizzes, and if you were to take this course for grade, if you were to take this for getting certification, these module quizzes would be counted towards all of those things, and these will be 1 per module. So 4 quizzes for 4 modules in this particular course. And there will also be module assignments. So for each module, for some of the modules, there'll be 2 assignments. For some of the modules, there'll be a single assignment. And these assignments, again, will be counted towards your grade in this course. So if you are planning to get a certificate, or if you're planning to use this towards a University of Illinois degree, then these would be things that would be counted towards your evaluation for those things. And finally, the point that I skipped is about readings. So like I said earlier, there will be several required as well as recommended readings that you will see throughout the course in the syllabus. In terms of the assignments, in terms of the 4 module assignments, or the modules for the 4 assignments, some of the modules have 2 assignments, some have 1. The way they will be graded is that you will be doing peer grading for these assignments, which means once you've turned in your assignment, you'll be able to see the solution, as well as you will be required to grade these for your peers. So you will only get credit based on your grading of your peers, whether you've done it or not, whether you've completed it or not. And again, more details you'll be able to see in the syllabus, but just to give you a sense of how these will work out. Now, what I would suggest to you is that you sincerely go through these assignments yourself. That would be the best way of ensuring that you are understanding the concepts, that you are learning, you're getting the most value from this course. And then once you've submitted them, in a sincere way, you check the solution and see how you did. And secondly, before you start grading your peers, my recommendation would be to definitely take a look at the solution. However confident you may be about your solution, I would recommend taking a look at the solution that you'll have before you start grading your peers, so that there's no confusion there. So the grading will require that you will be grading your peers. In terms of the 4 course modules that we have in this course, the first one is on operations strategy. The second one is on process analysis. So operations strategy is dealing more with the higher level decisions. Process analysis talks about some high level decisions, but then gets into the nitty-gritty of doing some process metric calculations. The third module is inventory and supply chain management, and in this you have a combination of both strategic level supply chain management decisions as well as day-to-day inventory management decisions. You'll see some of the decisions of how much to order and when to order. And then similarly with the last module, quality management, you'll see some strategic level, how to set up or what do you think about when you set up a quality management initiative. And then you'll also see how to use techniques such as a statistical process control chart in setting up your quality control for your processes. In terms of requirements for passing this course, so you'll be required to get at least 80% on each of the quizzes and the assignments. So if you remember, there are quizzes and assignments for each module, and you'll be required to get a score of at least 80% on those in order to get credit, whether you're getting credit for the certificate or whether you're getting credit for University of Illinois graduate credit. You'll be required to get 80% on those assignments at a minimum. There'll be peer review, as I mentioned earlier, and more details about these things will be in the syllabus, so you can refer to that as the final document for those types of things. Now, we at the University of Illinois are very excited to bring this course to you. We've put in some work into this course to bring the material to you, and we'll be working constantly with you throughout your experience in this course. And we hope that you will give us feedback in terms of the content as well as the delivery. And we also would like that you keep in touch throughout the course, not just through the lectures, but in terms of providing feedback as to what you see and what you would like to see changed, things that you like and you'd rather see changed. So we hope that you'll be very active in this course. We are, like I said, are very excited to get this to you, and we hope that you are excited as well. So let's get started.